All right, breaking news. While we are still looking at what is going on in the world, President Tinubu just did something in Nigeria. This news just popped up on Sahara Reporters, and they posted, and I read, Tinubu government pays Republican lobbyists $9 million to appease Trump amid threat of further U.S. strikes on Nigeria. You remember that of recent that Donald Trump threatened the Nigerian government to sit up to end the persecution and the killings of Christians in Nigeria by the terrorists and Islamic extremists. And after that incident that happened, Donald Trump sent a bomb now, into the camp of those Islamic extremists, bandits and terrorists, and a lot of them were eliminated, which a lot of Nigerians, they were happy, and especially the Christian community that were being persecuted. So after that, he has actually threatened that they should sit up, that if care is not taken, more of those bombs are coming. So right now that Tinubu is paying a lobbyist this kind of money, about $9 million is over 13 billion naira. $9 million, if you calculate with per dollar, that will give you more than 13 billion naira. And what is the purpose? The news in full. The contract is aimed at persuading the Trump administration and key U.S. lawmakers that Nigeria is taking concrete steps to address insecurity, particularly the killings of Christians in the country's northern region. The administration of President Bola Tinubu has approved a controversial $9 million lobbying contract with a Republican-linked firm in Washington as it seeks to placate United States President Donald Trump and stave off further military action and diplomatic measures that could undermine Nigerian international standing and All Progressive Congress APC ahead of the 2027 election. So this is per se allegedly that the president is bribing a kind of a people so that they will not come and strike. This is because he is the president and it will not give a good image to the country. This is actually what it means, right? This is what it means if you read carefully and follow up this information, that if they continue like that, that people will start looking at the APC, that APC is not capable. The world will start looking at Nigeria, that the president is not capable. So obviously he's begging US, this law firm, to help him beg Donald Trump, may he not come strike the terrorists again. And how does it sound in your ear as a good citizen, as a lover of freedom, and as a Nigerian? Let's continue. According to an investigative report published on Thursday by the Africa Report, Nigerian National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu facilitated the engagement of the U.S. lobbying firm DCI Group through a Kaduna-based law firm, Asta Lega. And you will still remember that this guy that contracted this lobbying firm in United States, Washington DC, is also the person that has been accused that he is giving cars, giving weapons, giving houses to terrorists. This man has been fingered. He has been accused as one of the people that are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. And this is the same person that they put Nuhu Ribadu as the person to follow up this lobbying. So in other words, Nigeria is bribing the US to stop killing terrorists. That is what it means. They are bribing the US to stop killing terrorists. Let's continue. The contract is aimed to persuade the Trump administration and key US lawmakers that Nigeria is taking concrete steps to address insecurity, particularly the killing of Christians in the country's northern region. U.S. Department of Justice filings cited in the report show that the Tinubu administration has already paid DCI Group an initial $4.5 million tranche on December 12, 2025. So while you are busy planning to celebrate Christmas, the government is busy paying money to US for them to stop killing terrorists in Nigeria. The payment serves as a 6-month retainer with a second $4.5 million installment due by July 2026. So by July this year, they are supposed to pay another 4.5 million US dollars, bringing the total value of the deal to 9 million. So by July this year, they are supposed to complete the payment, or $750 million per month. One of the most expensive lobbying contracts ever signed by an African government. Nigerian get money. There is money in Nigeria, but the government is using it to do what is not supposed to be done. They are paying a legal firm in US to lobby them, for them to help them beg Donald Trump so that he will not strike terrorists in Nigeria again, because they say that Nigerian government are now taking concrete steps. We really want to see the concrete steps, because every day Nigerians are dying. Terrorists are moving from one place to another. A few days ago, I saw a clip where terrorists are waving that ISIS flag, and I saw army on a motor. They didn't do anything. They were all standing in one place. Army were standing and terrorists were driving around, and somebody said that thing did not happen in Nigeria. They said it didn't happen in Nigeria. This life is very funny. Let's continue. The filing states that DCI group was hired to assist the Nigerian government in communicating its actions to protect Nigerian Christian communities and maintaining US support in countering West African jihadists groups and other destabilizing elements. The agreement bears the signature of Asta Legas Managing Director Oyetunji Olaleko Teslim and DCI Group's Managing Partner Justin Peterson, a prominent Republican strategist and close ally of President Trump, who previously served on Puerto Rico's Fiscal Management Board during Trump's first term in office. The contract was finalized just weeks after President Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern over what he described as the Nigerian government failure to stop the widespread and unchecked killings of Christians. 4 days after the lobbying deal was sealed, the US imposed a partial travel ban on Nigeria, affecting tourists, businesses, and student visa applicants. Meanwhile, the Trump administration cited high visa overstay rates and the absence of what it called a reliable Nigerian security framework for vetting travelers. Tensions escalated further on December 25th, on a Christmas day, when President Trump announced that US force had carried out a military airstrike in northern Nigeria, specifically in Sokoto State, targeting suspected insurgent hideout. Trump later warned that additional strike would follow if the Nigerian government failed to halt the violence against Christian communities. Beyond DCI group, Nigeria has also deployed other lobbying channels. In a Washington Justice Department record reveals that U.S. Attorney and former Congressional Foreign Policy official Johanna Blank declared receiving $5,000 payment on draft, a letter addressed to Congressman Chris Smith, chair of the House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on African, head of congressional hearing on Nigerians' worsening insecurity. Why the filings listed Miss M.S. Blank as working under Nigerian Ministry of Finance, she clarified that the letter was written on behalf of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In the correspondence, Akpabio extended an invitation to members of the U.S. House Subcommittee to visit Nigeria. Nigerians would be honored to host you in Abuja at a mutually convenient date to continue this discussion and engage stakeholders from across the government, civil society organizations, and religious community. The letter read, such a visit would further strengthen diplomatic cooperation and provide first-hand insight into ongoing security and interfaith initiatives. You see what Nigerian government is doing? All those things we are celebrating. Both the Senate president is involved, both people that you think that they are there to represent you, they are all involved. They are all working for their pockets. Now you know why none of them condemned the jihad that is going on in Nigeria, especially against Christians. That is why most of them are saying, no, it is not a genocide. It is not genocide. Why they were shouting it is not genocide? They are paying money to bribe some people in US to help them beg Donald Trump for him not to come to Nigeria to kill terrorists. Just because it may give them bad image as bad leaders that could not stand up to their responsibility. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Are they supposed to pay the US not to come, or they're supposed to sit up and do the right thing? If they do the right thing, will the US come to Nigeria? The answer is no. Let's finish the news. The multi-million-dollar lobbying arrangement has drawn sharp reactions from analysts and former US officials. Chidi Bleeding, a former Pentagon official who served under President Joe Biden and was reportedly involved in aspects of the engagement, said the scale of the contract reflects the Tinubu administration's urgency in repairing strained relations with the Trump White House. So the only thing that is interesting Nigerian government and Tinubu and the rest is to just maintain their relationship with the White House, not to have issue like what is happening in Venezuela. That is their fear. Not because they want to actually fight insecurity and deal with the current problem of the country. Given the ongoing strikes in northern Nigeria to root out terrorist havens, having open lines of communication across multiple sectors between the two governments is key. Biden said it is a sign that President Bola Tinubu administration wants a relationship with Trump's administration, and it is taking steps to do this through the private sector. Now, the best way to strengthen the Nigerian government relationship with Trump is to do the right thing. Do not negotiate with terrorists. Fight terrorists ruthlessly. Remove terrorists and preserve your citizens, and stop the jihad and the killings of Christians. That's the only way to strengthen the relationship, because all those lobbying matter will not work. It will not work, and I'm praying that it will not work, so that Nigeria can be a safe place. Because by the time they lobby, they are ready to spend all the money from the oil in Nigeria, because their fear is that what happened in Venezuela may actually happen here. They know what is going on. They know that Donald Trump is not joking. So they are busy bribing every firm, paying whosoever that need to be paid. Any opportunity they have to pay, they pay. Only God knows how much they have paid the US ambassador to Nigeria that is in Nigeria. Only God knows how much they have paid them. No wonder Mazen Abdekano is shouting different places. No wonder. What is happening because the government wants it to happen. Anyway, drop your thoughts right in the comment section. That is the news at the moment that we decided to bring to your notice. Let us discuss it right there in the comment. Also share this video to create more awareness to every Nigerian and lovers of freedom all over the world. Subscribe to this channel, and to you that subscribe, I say God bless you. See you next time in my next video.